Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Well, that intro makes me feel so important. Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's having a great evening. We are just tracking a decent-looking day tomorrow. Of course, our next storm system still slated to arrive Friday. It's a long-duration storm Friday into Saturday. We're going to get some rain. We're going to get some snow. We're going to get some wind. And we're going to iron out all the details for you heading throughout the late week time frame here. So this is not going to be one of those storms that comes in and lasts 6 to 12 hours. Comes in Friday morning. Some areas, central Maine, you'll probably be waiting on it for a good chunk of the day. And then it will start to wind down, maybe for some of you late in the day Saturday, and possibly even the Saturday night as well. So that's something we'll be watching as well. Sort of a long duration rain snow line. Nothing can go wrong, right? It was interesting. I was talking to my wife this morning about it. She said, hey, Charlie, how much snow we think we're going to get at our house here? And I said, well, it all depends on the rain snow line. I wasn't quite sure what to say for a number at that point. And I was thinking, 48 hours for a storm with a waffling rain snow line. What can go wrong, right? It's going to be an interesting stretch of weather, and that's going to be our Friday, Saturday. So let's outline that for you. Before that, though, let's take a look at our time lapse from our Raymond Skycam. It's beautiful, right? Notice a few lenticular clouds on the horizon. Right in the center of your screen is our guy wire on our tower there in Raymond. That's our transmitter tower. Tonight, we have a few scattered rain and snow showers, kind of like last night. The same system that brought some of those snow showers and squalls late last night. That is bringing in a few more showers of both rain and snow across mid-coast Maine. The difference tonight, this one will weaken. I think my kids were pretty surprised when they woke up and looked out the window and they had about a half an inch of snow on the ground. A lot of folks were surprised at that. It came in, it only lasted about a half hour and moved out pretty quickly. Let's talk about our next storm moving in. This will be for Friday, Saturday. Again, no problems are expected tomorrow. If your plans take you out and about tomorrow, I think we're in pretty good shape. This storm system is sending a parent low right up into the northern plains. That one right there is not going to be our storm. What we're seeing is a storm that has a trailing front that makes its way off to the south, a little warm front out in here. And it's right along what we call a triple point, where the occluded front, the warm front, and the cold front get together and they have a party. That's going to be our second area of low pressure that develops. So let's take a look at how this goes down over the next 24 to 48 hours. Our next storm gets going for tomorrow. There it is. It's a storm that will bring a center of low pressure right up into the Gulf of Maine. It comes close enough to us that we are going to get some heavy precipitation. Now, it's going to be also close enough to us that will entertain a rain snow line. So I do think the coastline is going to get a decent amount of rain out of this one. So we're probably not going to see a blockbuster of a storm at the coast as far as snow goes, but we'll probably get some winds gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour. I think power outages is certainly a possibility late Friday and into Friday night. So I think the big story over inland towns will be heavy snowfall amounts. There'll be some spots here that get half foot to a foot of snow, especially over the interior. Rain holds those totals down at the coastline, and it is going to be windy. So we just outlined all of this. This is it's a weather worn day. That little icon in the upper right, that's kind of a heads up that Friday, Saturday, our best chance for heavy snowfall is over the interior. And that's where we're going to see half foot to a foot of snow. So these areas right here will probably get a half foot to a foot. That's what we're thinking. At the coastline, we're going to see those rainfall total or snowfall totals held down due to some rain. Now, this guy's going to be slow to move out. It might take a good chunk of the day, Saturday, and even into Sunday morning to get that snow to exit. I mean, look at this. This is late in the day Sunday. Northern Maine is still dealing with some snow. And the reason for that, we have this trailing front right here. It's a little wind shift line. It's not a front, it's a trough. It's a little wind shift line. It's basically the connection between the old low that's up in the Great Lakes and the new low that's moving out toward Nova Scotia. Let's track this out with time here. Tomorrow, I think no problem. Sun to increase in clouds. We're in the 30s. I think a lot of towns will probably top out around 40 degrees. Now, this is interesting. Tomorrow night, the modeling, 6 p.m., is already picking up on some rain shower activity in the Gulf of Maine. What that is, that's actually some ocean effect showers. And I think by the time you wake up Friday, there will be a lot of this light ocean effect going on with some rain at the coast and a little bit of snow over the interior here. And we'll be watching that, but this is probably not the main event. Your morning commute on Friday will probably feature some light precipitation, but it's not until probably late morning and midday that we'll get into the bulk of the action here. This is about lunchtime on Friday. Now, if you're watching us from Central Maine, Mid-Coast Maine, there's a decent chance you are probably still waiting on the snowfall, at least waiting on the accumulating snow at this period. Most accumulating snow during the morning on Friday is going to be basically Sebago Lake points west, a large portion of New Hampshire. That rain snow line is already sharpening up down to coastal York County and also Cumberland County as well. So, I don't think we're going to get a lot of snow south of that line right there. So you go south of Sanford, it's a much different scenario from Kennebunk, Kennebunkport, Ogunquit, Wells, Portsmouth, even Scarborough, Cape Elizabeth, South Portland, these areas across Mid-Coast Maine, going up towards Harpswell. You get on the south side of the Brunswick, Bath area, going all the way down to the peninsulas like Pemaquid and Bristol and Port Clyde. These areas are probably not going to get a ton of snowfall here. There's going to be a rain snow line that's going to be waffling a bit for pretty much 2 days, which is kind of fun because it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. I think there will be some things we need to stay updated on right into the end of our storm system here, simply because anytime you're dealing with heavy precipitation, could be probably going to be ripping snow in northern York County and southern York County. It's going to be raining at a pretty good clip, and that's 7 p.m. But on Friday, it looks like we're probably going to see that rain snow line that continues to sharpen up during the evening hours. That's 7 p.m. on Friday. Those of you up into central Maine, you're just getting in on the mix on this one at this point. So it might take a good chunk of the day from Augusta to Waterville for you to get into some of that steady accumulating snow. Those of you across Mid-Coast Maine, notice it's this light rain at that point, and the temperatures are marginal. It's 35 degrees, might have a hard time accumulating that snow in Portland when it does flip over to snow. One thing we feel confident about, though, even areas that start with some rainfall are probably going to flip over to some snow at times, and that's most likely going to occur Friday night. So Friday night into Saturday, that rain snow line is expected to crash out into the Gulf of Maine, and we'll probably be dealing with some on and off snowfall throughout the day Saturday. With that said, though, it should lighten up a little bit during the course of the day Saturday. And this takes us to about 1 o'clock in the afternoon Saturday. It's probably not until the evening hours that the snow really starts to wind down Saturday. And it is a possibility from central Maine points north, you could be dealing with a little bit of light snow into Sunday morning. So those areas, we're tracking snow for parts of our area starting Friday morning and perhaps ending as late as Sunday morning in some situations here. So with rain snow lines, what could go wrong, right? This is going to be a fun storm in that aspect here. The other item worthy of note, notice the temperatures. They are marginal. So we're not expecting, fluffy snow or anything like that. It's going to probably be a pasty, wet snow, and some power outages are possible as the wind picks up. Early thoughts on how this goes down. We'll probably have to play with these numbers a little bit, but I think at the coastline, most coastal communities probably get 1 to 3 inches. The exception, some areas down to coastal York County and also some of the peninsulas and islands here in Mid-Coast Maine. It's more likely a coating to 1 inch or 2 in your area here. Now, I think, it's hard to say. It's one of those deals where the Portland, the peninsula might get 1 to 3 inches or something like that. And then you go up towards, the Falmouth side of Portland. I could see us getting to 3 to 6 there. It all depends on, where that rain snow line is going to set up here. Now, it looks as if the Lewiston area gets a half foot of snow. We're probably going to see a 6 to 10 inch snowfall in Lewiston. Augusta, my guess is you're in the 3 to 6. Simply because you're waiting on the snow so long, Augusta, Waterville, and the precipitation, it's not going to be as long of a duration snow event in your area. The heavier stuff is probably going to be in this area right here. This is where we're going to get our heaviest snowfall during the day Friday into Friday night. Now, the mountains where it stays all snow, the foothills and mountains, I think there'll be spots that get 10 to 15. There probably will be some spots get a little bit more than that. Best chance for getting a little bit more than that in the areas that I want to go skiing, right in here. And right in here, let's highlight some of the ski resorts involved in some of that. We have Wildcat, we have Bretton Woods, we have Cannon, we have, Sugarloaf, we have Saddleback. There's all sorts of, high elevation mountains that could really benefit from a storm system like this. In fact, all Maine, New Hampshire ski resorts are going to benefit. There's Pleasant Mountain out here. There's Sunday River right in here as well. They're not quite as high as some of the other ski resorts, but snowmobilers are really going to enjoy this storm system as well. You're probably going to lay down a good foundation of snow, and we'll have a decent chance of building on that 1 week later. So possibly another storm system moves in for, my guess is the 23rd, which would be, I think that's Friday of next week. So we could be talking about 2 Friday storms. And yeah, that'll be great if it moves out on Christmas Eve. Charlie has had enough working on Saturdays. That'd be good to get a day off. But all right, if it's snowing, we can handle that. It'll be fun. We'll have some fun with this. A lot of folks, it's funny because a lot of folks, I think, are excited about the snow, especially before the holidays. It's a much different type of storm than you get in March. People get pretty upset with the meteorologists in March when they forecast snow, right? It's different in December. Here we are at about lunchtime on Friday. I want to show you the wind real quickly. The winds will be gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour, and they'll be right out of the northeast here. As long as we hold on to a northeast wind, we're probably going to stay on the cool side in the 30s, and I think there will be some gusts that get over 40 miles per hour, especially at the immediate coast. Best chance for power outages will be in those regions where we get a heavier, pasty, wet snow. That's where we're going to see some of the tree limbs weighed down, and there could be some outages. I don't think it's an extreme wind situation and probably not an extreme power outage situation, but something to monitor. Areas that get the pasty, wet snow, there probably will be at least some outages. And the strongest winds will probably be late Friday and Friday night. Again, gusts 30 to 40. They're probably not, kind of like today. It's probably windy like today, but from a different direction. It's a northeast wind. So tomorrow, Sunday, increase in clouds. Friday, Saturday, I think this is a manageable storm at the coastline. So it's snow and rain, and the wind stays active as well. Let me get my mug out of here so you can see the whole 7-day. So our storm system is a Friday into Saturday storm. Now Sunday looks to feature sun and clouds, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday look pretty good. It looks like our next storm after that is probably Friday of next week. And that one has the potential to bring some snow to the area as well. Now, those red icons, that's our heads up that, yep, there will probably be a hefty snowfall accumulation. Inland towns, there's a decent chance of getting a winter storm warning, meaning the potential for half a foot of snow or more is expected there. But even over inland towns, I think the temperatures are marginally be right around the freezing mark. So it's not going to be that fluffy, dry snow or champagne powder or anything like that. It's just going to be just more of a pasty, wet snow. If you're just joining us on Facebook Live, no problems tomorrow. Actually, we're on all sorts of platforms today. We're Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, the WGME site, the Charlie site. We're on all sorts of sites tonight. We're having fun. Here's the rain snow line. Again, if you're just joining us, try to show you how this is going to go down. I wonder if there's going to be some schools that early release, or I don't know if there'll be any cancels. I mean, that's a tricky one. But if you live in coastal communities, my guess is you're going to have school on Friday. It's a different scenario inland here. This is 6 p.m. on Friday, and notice that rain snow line is sharpening up right in there. And what's probably going to happen is the wind is going to be out of the east on one side of the coastal front, and the wind's going to be out of the northeast on the other side. So that's going to hold on to the colder air. But Lewiston, if I had to pick a spot that I think will get the most snow, it's probably, no, let me see if I can get rid of this here real quickly. Hang tight. We're going to finish this. All right. We'll do that. This area right here. That area gets the most snow, I think, Friday into Friday night. And the big question is, can we fill the precip in to get the heaviest snowfall there? I think those areas will probably get in the 10 to 15. That's how it's probably going to work out. And this is one of the storms we'll need to stay updated on as we get closer, because rain snow lines, 48 hours straight, heavy precipitation. Nothing's going to go wrong with that, right? Of course, something's going to go wrong. Dreaming of a white Christmas, Aaron says. Yeah, if this is your best chance, probably next Friday, there's another chance for getting some white. The skiers are welcome to my share. I like it. All right, good. The skiers are going to love this one. Oh, no, winter sucks, says Samantha. All right. Charlie, hi, Charlie from Sydney, Barbie says. Hello, Barbie. Let's see here. I'm seeing a lot of people. Actually, not a lot of people. Few people using profanities. Pete says, okay, my back hurts. I think he's already talking about the shoveling. Yeah, heavy, wet snow. You know what? I'm with you on that, Pete. Let's get it plowed. How's that? Gorham question marks. Gorham, New Hampshire, Gorham, Maine. My guess, Gorham, Maine. So Gorham, Maine, let's go 3-6 in Gorham, Maine. Thoughts of a white Christmas, Pete says. Let's do it. White Christmas will lay down some snow. Coastal Maine, I don't think we're going to get much snow there. Inland, it's a much different scenario. All right. Buddy says, what's the snow ratio, you think? Good question. It depends on where you are. The mountains could get a 10-to-1 ratio, 10 inches of snow to 1 inch of liquid, or melted down liquid, like rain, for instance. But at the coastline, close to the coast, I could see getting a 7-to-1 ratio for sure. It's not going to be that fluffy snow that we can sometimes get used to in January and February. Hello from Brownfield. Michelle says hello. JC says we're down south. Good luck in Maine. Yeah, you're down south there. Where are you, in Florida? Well, enjoy Florida. Enjoy the weather down south. Suzanne says, how about Turner? Turner, let's go over a half foot in Turner. 6 to 10 in Turner. How's that sound? 6 to 8. 6 to 10, somewhere in there. All right. I hope that works. I hope I answered all your questions, folks, and we'll leave it at that tonight. I'll knock that off here. And we, of course, will have more updates going into the day tomorrow. And Christian has more updates first thing tomorrow morning. And this is one of those storms we are most definitely going to have to stay updated on, because I can almost guarantee you we're going to have to make some changes at some point during the storm. All right. Take care. Have a nice night. Enjoy tomorrow. Should be a good day.